in line. Away and running. It was a good level start. Lee Alejandro was quick, but Honest Rogue was a bit quicker to take over the lead. Cajun Joe scampers up the rail to take over the leading role at long shot odds, and backpedaling to third is Wesley Thomas on settling down. Down Patrick came away in fourth position, and Catalina Kid's a ground saving fifth. Chica Chuck's in mid division with Lee Alejandro, who has two beaten, which is He's a Wild Child and Luis Alberto. A pace tug of war ensues as they pass the 3.5 furlong point, and Honest Rogue takes the fight to Cajun Joe. And lurking right behind is Down Patrick, closing with good strides. Wesley Thomas has no more to give. Chica Chuck is coming with a run, but is still 6 lengths down. And Catalina Kid shadows that speed. There's a quarter to go. And Honest Rogue shook off the challenge of Cajun Joe. Too wide is Down Patrick. And Chica Chuck closes with all that glorious momentum as they swing in. Honest Rogue push has come to shove. And Chica Chuck comes calling for the lead. Wesley Thomas tries to land second. Late on the scene, deep on the track is Catalina Kid for the trifecta. But inside the 16th pole from off the pace today, Chica Chuck has won it over Wesley Thomas, Catalina Kid, and then came He's a Wild Child. Away and running. A good start in the center from Anna Rocks today. One from the inside is Abbydale, and Sneaky Cheeky is driven R2, and the pace is keen in the opening furlong. One path off the rail is Abbydale, but now Sneaky Cheeky to take the initiative past the 7 furlong point and shows the way by a length, but had to work hard to get there. Abbydale is on hold in that second place position, and very wide is that big time winner Tiz herself looking for a 14th win today. Second last is Musical Cat, and Anna Rocks is right there too, but only 3 lengths would cover front to back, and there's no pace on for the backstretch run. Tiz herself confronts Sneaky Cheeky, who kicks again, and these two ladies are in step with about 4.5 furlongs to go. Right behind the both of them is Abby Dell, and deep on the track is Musical Cat, who now tries to land third, and Anna Rocks still brings up the rear. 4 furlongs to go, and Tiz herself now takes charge as they swing the side. Sneaky Cheeky needs to do a bit better in second. Abbydale gets a reminder, is right there on the speed. 3 deep is Musical Cat, and still last of all is Anna Rocks, but 6 lengths would cover tip to tail. Midpoint of the second turn, Tiz herself, calling on all of that class to hold everyone at bay, leads by 2 authoritative lengths. Abbydale is second, still wide is Musical Cat, trying to move into fourth is Anna Rocks as they turn for home. Tiz herself has made short work of the opposition here. A clear second is Abbydale. Anna Rock scampers up the fence, and nothing left from Musical Cat. But Tiz herself's a horse for the course, a 7-time winner from 9 starts at Delaware Park. Tiz herself has won it. Abbydale was second, and Anna Rocks was third. Set, away and running. Slow to go was Social Joe, taking a bobble at the start was Call Me a Dreamer, but great speed from Bukovel today. My Big Drama confronts that early leader, and Grunyon's on a nice hold while the ground saving third. Mansueto came away in fourth position, and Mad Doctor goes very wide, and Call Me a Dreamer fanned even deeper than on odds of 8 to 5. Up the rail is Syncopated, and a long looking last is the one who botched the start, which was Social Joe. 6.5 furlongs to go as they race towards the back of the track, and up the inside, My Big Drama is confronted by Bukovel as those two take their fight for supremacy down the back of the track. Call Me a Dreamer is hung out on a limb, but still right there in a position to challenge, and Syncopated's made up a lot of ground and sweetly moves into third. Grunning's in between rivals with the run of the race. Mansueto needs to dig deep and find more. Mad Doctor's second last, and Social Joe is tailed off. 4 furlongs to go. And still the leader up the paint is My Big Drama. Longshot Bukoville right there in a feisty mood today. Grunion shares third with Syncopated, who's at the rail. And Call Me a Dreamer's been wide on both turns, but continues to advance. Midpoint of the second turn, My Big Drama calls the shots. But push is coming to shove as Grunion is ready to play its hand. And deep on the course, trying to move in is Call Me a Dreamer. Off the turn past the quarter pole. Call Me a Dreamer's covered more ground than Lewis and Clark, but takes the lead away at the top of the stretch. Grunion fights on resolutely. Deep on the course is that long shot Bukoville. Homeward bound now, and Sarah Cundon sets Call Me a Dreamer right down to the finish line and has built up an insurmountable lead. Grunion's in the second. Bukoville battles, and up the fence is My Big Drama, but the public was spot on here. Call Me a Dreamer has won it. Grunion was second, the favorites won 2. My Big Drama third, Bukoville was fourth. Away Yan running, and that was a perfect start. Good speed for the favorite Sansa Ariel today. Inside pressure coming from Gem Cat. Deep on the course is Cocoa Puff, and Honeycamp is right there in the first quartet. Unbridled Sass is right there, but under a hard scent power too in that fifth place position. And Grand Spun tries to pass that rival, and there's acres of space back to the last three, including Chasing Artemis. Next door to that one is Brass Band, and Martha Rita's last of all. So the pace battle ensues past the 3.5 furlong, and Cocoa Puff is off that rail with a nose in front. Gem Cat is right there trying to counter that attack in second. Sansa Ariel with the money on is getting closer, but under whip encouragement too. And Honeycamp is driven up the rail, and a distant fifth is Grand Spun, who's starting to pick him off. Inside the quarter pole, and Cocoa Puff turns first. Gem Cat is right there, but slowly gives way. Sansa Ariel is ready to roll, and still closing in as Grand Spun deep on the track. 3/16 to go, the favorites hit the top, and that's Sansa Ariel. Deep on the outside is Grand Spun. The railers open up for Unbridled Sass. Yards to the finish. Grand Spun with this long sustained drive hits the front in the concluding stages, but kicking again on the rail was Sansa Ariel, and that's a win photo finish. Away Yan running, they all broke a line. Indy again bounds away on top, but the gray Isabella is going to take the fight to her early on and take the lead at the 7.5 furlong point. Indy again's been relegated to second early on, and Miss Boombastic close in tow with 7 furlongs to go. So the leader is Isabella, nice and relaxed on the front end and shows the way past the 6.5 furlong point by a tight length. Miss Boombastic is pulling hard despite those long shot odds, and Indy again looking for three in a row takes that second place position away. They spin out of the first turn, and that opening quarter was a pedestrian 25.85 seconds. And Isabella and Carol Cedeno is under a very tight hold, passing the 5 furlong pole and leads a length and a half. Jamie Rodriguez, the leading jockey, has Indy again right there shadowing the speed. And Charlie Marquez has Miss Boombastic staying at the rail, but needs to dig a little deep and find more with only 4 furlongs left to go. Half mile up in 51.25 seconds they turn. And now Isabella lets it out a notch and leads a length and a half. Indy again is right there on chase mode in second and now starts to pick off those strides inch by inch. And Miss Boombastic is dropped to the tail. The quarter pole is lurking for Isabella, who had a soft half opening mile, but here comes Indy again, who's ready to roll on the outside, and these two to settle the score as they turn for home. And there's no score to settle here as Indy again now kicks away to a half-length lead. Isabella trying hard for every single yard inside the final furlong marker. Isabella's not nicely clear, but is clear nevertheless. Isabella's second best to the winner, and Jamie's on a 3-win day. Indy again has won it. Away and running. Good speed one from the inside from the Sakari today. There's the rail speed of Classy Solution in between rivals, not away, and overbearing is right there too. So as the dust settles in the opening half furlong, not away is the dictating speed, and Classy Solution trying to win three in a row is in a very tight spot early on. Overbearing came away in third position, and First Rule is out of trouble and advancing nicely. No more talks in front of two, which is the Sakari, and Fearless Fly is dropped to the tail around the bend past the three. Not away, looking to give Jamie Rodriguez his fourth of the day, but First Rule is right there in the rear view mirror. Classy Solution gets shoved upon in third and goes deep on the track, and No More Talks a distant fourth. Past the 3/16 pole they roll, and First Rule tries to inherit the lead. They kick to the top of the stretch. Not away is gutsy near the rail. First Rule is right there, resolute, 1 furlong to go, and Not away starting to repel the challenge of First Rule. Classy Solution no better than third. No More Talk into fourth. Not away at 3-5 has won it over First Rule, Classy Solution, and No More Talk. Away and running. Nice start for them all. Cobblemass was the first one to show speed, but Boss Logic with the money on is right there too in a race that's void of any early lick. And Ratify came away a handy third. Mr. Sarcastic rides the rail in that fourth place position, and 2x2 is last of all with 7.5 furlongs to go. So Cobblemass is going to take the fight to Boss Logic today, but Boss Logic has the advantage as they lurk into those shadows, and Boss Logic shows the way by only a neck. Cobblemass Moss right there, not letting this one get away with a nice and easy lead today as they point towards the 6. And Ratify is right there, sensing a slower pace, 3 across the track with 6 furlongs to go. Mr. Sarcastic rides that rail, and 2 by 2 is last of all. 3 lengths would cover tip to tail, and Coblabos kicks again on the inside to put that shadow roll in front. But Boss Logic's having none of that and takes the lead right away. Ratify still continues to watch this pace tug of war at the 4.5 furlong point, and 2 by 2 is shrugged off the challenge from Mr. Sarcastic. Down to the 4 they go. Jamie Rodriguez looking for his 5th win of the day, and Boss Logic with the money on shows the way by half a length. Coblamos stays at that rail in that second place position. 2 by 2 is getting on track in a big way too. Ratify slowly drops away, and Mr. Sarcastic's last of all. Midpoint of the second turn, Boss Logic calling the shots. Coblamos is right there in for the fight, but slowly starts to give way, and 2 by 2 is 3 wide and trying to get going as they turn to the top of the stretch. Boss Logic gets a couple of reminders and shakes clear by 3. 2 by 2 emerges from out of the crowd, and Kubler-Ross ran a good race in defeat today, but trainer Jamie Ness on a 4-win day on Boss Logic, who's just strolling home here. 1 to 9 looked like a gift, and Boss Logic has won it. It was a good race for second that went to Coblabos over 2 by 2. He's in. Ready. Away and running. Good speed today from Ranseur. Risky Prize is also showing some good early zip, and so is Dangerous Mind. Perspicacious Boy is also right there, and that one goes into third as they go around this first turn run. Dangerous Mind came away in fourth position. The rail belongs to Win Event. That one was passed by the last jump start. And trailing is Rule Breaker. Up and around the first turn they go. Perspicacious Boy comes away with the lead, and the lead's a length and a half. Ranseur chases the pace in second, and the pace is swift for the level, and there's quite a separation back to Whiskey Prize, who travels all by himself in third. No excuses today from Dangerous Mind, stretching out those legs, first time routing in fourth. Rule Breakers to the outside, passing the rival of the last jump start, and last of all is Wind Event. Down to the 4 furlong stick they go, and Perspicacious Boy shows the way, but that way is shrinking to 3/4 of a length. They're poised to take that rival on. Dangerous Mind is 3 wide. The house red is Ranseur, and Ranseur now kicks for the money. Perspicacious Boy tries to re-rally in second. Dangerous Mind gets shoved upon with a little response. Up the inside is Whiskey Prize, and deep on the track is Rule Breaker. Around the bend with a quarter to go, Paco looks back, and Ranseur has built up a 1-length lead, and now slowly slipping away from the opposition at the 3/16 pole. Dangerous Mind loomed and still fights on. Perspicacious Boy has no more to give. Whiskey Prize is up the fence. Rule Breaker's late on the scene, but at the 16th pole at 3-1. Ranseur stalked, pounced, and runs away to win. To beat Dangerous Mind, Whiskey Prize, and Rule Breaker.